Welcome to Shorts Beyond Measure, where fashion, interiors, and psychology get the stylish, savvy, and slightly therapeutic touch.
We're Tara West, Caroline Baltz, and Allison Goldberg, a fashion stylist and 2 interior designers who are also trained as psychotherapists.
So let's get into what's trending, what's tired, and what's actually worth your time. Because good style and good decisions should never be short-lived.
And we're back with David DiCicco. I said it correctly.
Yes, it is not. It is not DiCicco. I learned that.
DiCicco.
DiCicco.
So like, yeah,
I
Chico,
know how
like
to say
boy,
it.
but I'm Italian, not.
Hola, Chico.
Yeah,
¿Cómo estás?
that works.
It's amazing I said it right because I butcher every name.
Yeah, Caroline still butchers it, but I still correct her.
All right, well,
I'm a good friend like that.
We're getting juicy. Let's go. Caroline is a hot question.
Oh my God, we're already launching into that one? Wait a second, hold on. I want to just recap for a quick second because I'm so intrigued with this idea of florals now really encompassing a space that feels like a home. And that's like such an intersection of our work.
Yeah.
But I think one of the themes we talked about just in the past episode is authenticity and like how you feel and making sure that you can be in touch with that, to be vulnerable sometimes with clients, to whatever. I really feel that when I walk into a space that you have created, it just it hits me right here. Like there's like when you come into the tent from Party in the Park, when you go to Allison's son's bat mitzvah, you know, it's just like it's a feeling that you invoke in your clients.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's those little touches. Like you take in the whole space, but then you're like, oh my God, look at that. Oh my God, look at that. Look at how he draped that. It's so many different elements that give you that feeling.
Yeah. And you know, it's beyond the tangible pieces. You know, you're designing an experience for people. You know, and it's almost like a theatrical production for a 5-hour period. You know, we're using lighting cues and changes so that people are looking at certain things at different times, music to change that. It's a stage that you're setting.
And that's when I ask you about that creative process, because how do you come up with that? Like,
Yeah.
To me, I couldn't decorate a house, and I can't do what you do. I can walk in your closet and put you in 27 different outfits. But where's that come from?
Do you know how hard it is for me to decorate a house? And people find it the funniest thing. It's hard for me to make like a permanent decision because what we do is temporary. Mm-hmm. And so it's such a different mindset. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like if something doesn't look exactly the right way, like someone's probably not going to notice. Mm-hmm. Or if the material is not exactly like you would do it in your home, which, you know, a lot of the times you're not going to use real silk at an event. I mean, maybe, but usually it's a faux silk. So the decisions I think are a little bit easier because you have to make so many of them so quickly.
It's always hardest to design your own space.
Yeah.
Like Caroline and I have this problem in our own homes. It's like we can go into a client's space and design it immediately. But with our own homes, we're like, wait, what about this? What about this? And you cannot make a decision. So the permanency is an issue, but it's also that you're doing it yourself. So if something is off, that's all you're going to focus on.
Like I've had my home for almost 3 years. You've been to my house. I don't think it's done yet. I'm always changing something.
It's not done.
Yeah.
We're going to do a lot to it,
nice.
but it's also like you rent it out right now too. So it can't be fully done when you're still renting it out.
I was talking about Boston, but
Boston. You never asked me to do Boston. Rude.
But that creative place, because we all have it, right? Because we're creatives in a sense. So I'm just wondering, were you always creative? Do you think that was within you always?
I was. My mother's a creative. I've always been very similar to her. I just, at a young age, never knew like what I wanted to do with it. I didn't even know when I got into this that this was what I wanted to do with it, but it all just kind of clicked. I like theater. I like interior design. You know, I like working with people. I celebrate love for a living. I love love, you know, and you're seeing relationship dynamics. You're seeing it from the couple themselves, the parents.
You're talking weddings?
Yeah, everything. I mean, you know, it's like you're spending, you know, someone's personal wealth. There's a lot more emotion tied to what you're doing, to the spending of it. Yeah. I'm a little bit of a therapist at times. More the planner.
Why did you look
I
at me when you said that?
There's one more question I want to ask.
You love therapy.
I love therapy.
Because we talked about...
we had just hit earphones.
We talked about this on the last podcast about marketing. And so marketing in a business is huge and it's competitive. All of our businesses are competitive.
Yeah.
And so what would you say is your main marketing tool? Are you a social media person? Are you a word of mouth person? Are you print?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, I would say for me, fortunately, a lot of it's word of mouth. So it's past clients, event planners that I work with that bring clients to us, and the venues that we've worked at. It's funny. It's like I've been in the industry. I'm on my 13th year. I have a client who I did the bride's sister's wedding and the groom's sister's wedding, and then theirs. So I had worked with both families. Somehow they met and are getting married. I think I knew all of them before they knew each other.
Which side do you like better?
I genuinely love both of these. I was crying at the ceremony. It was this full circle moment for all of us.
You're so gay.
I know. I'm just an emotional. I talked to a past bride the other day whose wedding I did 10 years ago, and she's getting remarried and reached back out to me.
Okay, this is
10
such
years
a perfect
later.
segue to my question. Okay, so 50% of heterosexual marriages end in divorce.
Yeah.
Right? That's staggering, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Apple made an iPhone and 50% of them were going to break. Who would freaking buy that?
Right.
What do you know the statistic of homosexual married couples and
or
because I feel like there's so much the heterosexual community can learn from the homosexual community about relationships.
I don't think their divorce rate is any better or worse.
Okay.
The relationships
I don't know.
Though.
The relationships definitely look different. Without naming names, I met a couple years ago who were together for 15 years, married. They recently got divorced because they met this other couple who are no longer together, and now one of the married couple is with the other couple. And
switcheroo.
And they were all, I think, doing things together for a minute there, and I was just kind of watching.
Heterosexual or homosexual?
All gay.
You were actually watching?
No.
Chair?
None of them were my vibe, even though I liked them all as people.
Allison really wanted you to say you were watching.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
she's watched things happen with me on the beach. Not intentionally.
We're going to talk about Boy Beach now.
I don't know. I think relationships, they vary from person to person, right? I have been in a 7-year monogamous relationship. I've been in an open relationship. I've been in all of the combination. Almost even dated 2 men for a little bit that were in a relationship, but then they broke up, and I just kind of ran away.
Wasn't one of them there?
No.
Yes. Yes. We talked about it on the beach.
Wait. Can I ask you a question? I love finding out this information.
He was the guest star in the relationship.
I'm more interested when you're how is it to be in an open relationship? Is there, because I feel like eventually you'd get jealous.
I think it varies from person to person. People always say, what type of relationship do you want to be in? It really depends on the man I meet and how we feel about the type of relationship we want. I've been in an open relationship where I was totally okay with it. I've been in one where I was not, because at the end of the day, I think it starts with trust and communication, and you have to communicate throughout it, because the relationship that you enter at day one could look very different a year later, and someone feels different. And so you need to talk about that as you're feeling that way. Mm-hmm. I think people are afraid to have those conversations because of partner's reaction or how they'll feel. It's a maturity thing. It's people also have different needs. I've been in a relationship with guys where we don't have the greatest sex, and I need something different. And so maybe we talk about that. But, are there a lot of people that feel comfortable going to their partner and saying, hey, our sex doesn't fulfill me?
Right.
How do you feel about that? I mean, I don't think hard. I would fulfill everything for everyone. I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want my partner to fulfill certain things either. So I think it just varies. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's do you have the same core values, and are you still honoring them? I know that sounds very heteronormative, but genuinely, I mean, values doesn't have to be. Yeah, I think it's any relationship, totally. Friendship. It's just. Yeah, I think it varies for sure.
Are you in a relationship right now?
I have been seeing someone since March. We're not officially dating. He lives in DC. I'm dating. Here. No, we're not, and we talk about it. Oh. And we are very much like are able to do our thing when we're not apart. Even sometimes when we're together.
Tell us more about that.
Yeah, it's very, I'm just, I'm 37. Took me a minute.
God,
I feel
you look like a baby.
Right? I know. He looks so
I read a meme recently that was like, I know I'm somewhere in my 30s. I'm definitely not 40, but I just sometimes forget. You know what? I love every age. I've never really had an issue with like being too young or too old or you just have a different mindset each year. What was your question?
I don't remember. I think I was asking about your sex life.
Yeah, I had to ask you if you were in a relationship.
Yeah.
So is it, I don't know.
Well, okay. This is what I'm hearing you say. In heterosexual marriages that are traditional, the rules are there's no cheating. You stay together forever. Here are your vows. You have to honor those vows for the rest of your life.
Right.
And what you're saying is you've been in...
Sounds terrible. Right? Dave and I were like, oh,
did we all just throw up a little?
I just stopped breathing.
Right.
Okay, producer Dave.
But not all of them are that way, I would imagine. I think there are more open heterosexual marriages or relationships than are talked about. I think the gays just talk about it more and are more open about it.
Yeah.
I don't know that many people, heterosexual couples that are in open marriages or open relationships, but I'm sure they're there more than we talk about.
Right. I think it is like, I love Esther Perel. She's a therapist that talks about couples work, and that is a theme that she'll bring up. But it sounds like with the heteronormative, marriage concept, those rules are the rules.
Yeah.
If you're in something else, you have to keep iterating as to what the rules are, because you can start by saying, let's have an open relationship or whatever, but it might feel different 6 months later. And it might, you have to keep always communicating and having that ability to be authentic. Like, I didn't like it when you came back and I didn't feel like important to you or whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think people need to respond well to that. Like, I've seen couples who have went from being a monogamous relationship who are now open, and I've literally seen them out where one is like flirting with someone or starts making out with someone and the other one's getting upset. You as the partner, if you're noticing your partner's getting upset, you have to kind of drop everything you're doing and take care of that. Like, that's your number one responsibility. Yeah. And I've seen people do that, or I've seen them go the opposite direction. Mm-hmm. And I've even pulled them aside as a friend and be like, hey, you're acting like a fool. Like, remember, this is your number one. Like, that's not really going to go anywhere. Respect your relationship, whatever you've decided that is.
Right. Yeah.
It's not my place to tell you what it should be, but...
It's interesting that the open relationship is in front of the partner.
Yeah.
Is that what it usually is?
I think so. I mean, from the friends that I have or the people that I know that are in them, it's less about like we're going to individually go off and have sex with someone else, and more about we're either going to do it together, or it's going to be like when we're on vacation or if we're at a party and we're at a club making out with people, or if we go to something and it's like a group thing. That all varies.
You know what I love I'm hearing is there's not a lot of judgment. Like, I feel like if one of us were to have an open relationship, I wouldn't judge you ladies, but we would be totally judged. Yeah. I mean, there's so much judgment. And what I'm hearing for you is there's
less judgment, for sure.
Like, live your life.
Yeah.
Just be
happy, be honest.
And be respectful.
Yeah.
No, and that's what it is. I think people are afraid to talk about it because of the judgment from those that probably really don't have a foot to stand on in it. It's their insecurity is why they're judging you for it. They're probably jealous.
But are you saying like
probably haven't gotten laid in a while. Or at least not well. At this point in my life, if I'm going to have sex, it's going to be good. I'm not wasting it on anything that's like, don't you think? I mean,
what's your OnlyFans handle?
Elite feet. I'm just kidding.
That came really quickly.
I had a guy that told me I should make one.
Producer Dave, don't you follow that one?
Feet.
Isn't that your favorite OnlyFans?
It's in my top 5.
I actually made the handle. I've just never done anything with it.
No, you didn't.
I figured if one day, there's...
Can you write my name with your toes?
Yeah. then I can just retire.
Okay. On that note,
I was going to wrap it up. All right. So it's been a real pleasure to have you here. We're so happy that Allison and Caroline brought you here. Can you just tell us where do people find you? How can they reach out to you?
Yeah, of course. I'm based in Boston, but we do events all over. I think our Instagram is the best place to go to see our work, contact information. You can also reach us at DiCiccoDesign.com.
What's your Instagram handle?
DiCicco Design. Okay. Yeah. Facebook too. It's all, I keep it all streamlined.
Your name for everyone.
DiCicco.
Oh, I like how you spelled that.
DiCicco. Say it, Caroline, before we go off air.
DiCicco.
Yay. Thank you for being
here. Of course. Thank you for having me.
So fun. You're the best.
Bye. That's it for this week's Shortlist. Thanks for listening.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, share it, leave a review, or let us know what's on your shortlist.
Shorts beyond measure, because the most important things in life can't be quantified.